Connecting.
Are you ready?
Oh yeah, we're recording. All right. Hi. For anyone who's watching this, today I'm here with DJ, and we are going to be in the topic of Pokemon. I say it's actually one of the greatest series out there, and
I agree.
yeah, so one of the greatest series out there with one big mistake, just one big mistake. We'll get into that later, but for now we're gonna talk about why Pokemon is so great.
Okay, well, first of all, I personally, as a kid, watched all the episodes of the original series, and it was ridiculous. It taught you friendship, taught you love, taught you respect, taught you all those life lessons. So I'm not sure about anything else, but like TV, I know people say it's false, but TV teaches you things, man. And Pokemon taught me all the valuable lessons of life.
How to take care of a pet too.
Exactly, exactly. Like, you know what,
That's
Pikachu, your dog Fido, it's the same thing. It's the same thing.
Yeah, Pikachu, pet rat, pet mouse. There you go.
Exactly.
Don't piss it off. It'll shock you.
Well, I think that might be false. Okay, but to what they did wrong, they didn't know when to stop. I cannot handle the TV show anymore. I can't. Like the first season.
I was
great.
happy with just 150.
Great.
150.
Johto, yeah.
I personally like Johto.
It was okay.
I like the new Pokemon. Up to 200 was really good. Like the 3 legendary dogs.
Yeah. Okay. Fine. I will give you Johto, but after Johto, no. I was done.
Yeah, I kind of agree there. They just, as soon as they started adding more and more Pokemon, it just got.
Yeah.
They lost their point. Like the story now is finding new Pokemon. When I personally assumed when the story started, I was pretty sure that the story was Ash trying to become the Pokemon Master,
Exactly.
but now that it's gone. Like he's trying to
Well, it's
become.
like no matter what, it's like he won't get there because as soon as he gets like close enough, like yeah, I've seen every Pokemon. There's like another fucking like 1,000
Yeah.
that he hasn't seen yet.
Not to mention, like whenever he has like Pokemon at the strongest point, and he goes and beats them, and then by the time he goes to a new area, he gets new Pokemon.
Yeah, like if we
no.
yeah, like if we think about game wise and everything else, like Pikachu's like level 3,000 right now. Like honestly, like he surpassed level 100 for sure.
Yeah, and I think I remember watching an episode how Pikachu lost to like some weak Pokemon. I'm like, why? How? Pikachu should be like above everything considering how many battles it's been through. If we're talking about game wise too. Right?
Well, if you think about like actual time, like Ash Ketchum right now, like if we went from actual time, he's like 23 right now.
Yeah, 23, but he's actually
Still 10.
He's 10. If you have watched the recent new Pokemon that's on Black and White, they start off with saying, "Ask Ketchum, who is 10 years old." I'm like, he's still 10
Yeah.
after all that.
Yeah, it's like Digimon even had it good that way. Like Digimon,
They grew up.
they grew up and then
Yeah.
they had a new set of people.
Yeah.
This is what I found stupid is that another thing that made me really start hating Pokemon is that halfway during Johto,
All right, we got interrupted.
We may get interrupted. Who knows?
Yeah,
Yeah.
anyways,
In the middle of Johto, Brock leaves. Pissed me off. And then he came back. But then at the end of Johto, Misty's gone. And then like since then, every new season there's been a new girl, but Brock came back. It was like the weirdest thing. You know what else I found funny is that Brock never actually hit on the girl that they traveled with. Ever. It
And
was
I-
always
I-
everybody else, but no Misty, not May, not Dawn.
yeah,
Dawn. Yeah, didn't hit on her either.
I'm pretty sure like they're better looking than any of the other girls he's ever hit on. That, or I'm pretty sure there's like a background story where it's like not rated 18A where he actually does hit on them.
Well, I don't know. Personally,
I mean, come on, how does Ash not hit on any of those girls?
hey, you know what, man? I'm not going to touch this topic because I find
All right.
that cartoon relationships just aren't cool. Aren't cool.
Anyways, yeah, so
You got no relationship lessons in Pokemon, though. That is for damn sure.
yeah, no. What you learn from Pokemon, if you try to hit on a girl right away, you just get your ass beat.
Yeah, you get slapped and you get like the star exit and everything else, blasting off or whatever. But yeah, no, like I don't know. Like personally, I love the 150. I will agree with you that Johto, fine. I will give you Johto. Johto was cool. I love Totodile and Cyndaquil. They were great starters.
Yes,
Chikorita was a bitch. I don't know what everybody says. But after that, as soon as we went to the whole like Ruby, I think it was Hoenn. Hoenn region? No, I was done. Kanto, Johto, fine. Hoenn, Sinnoh,
Xenoleague.
So whatever, stupid.
Yeah, well, the game, I didn't mind the games at all, but the show-wise,
No, like even so, like I stopped playing after, like I think I tried Ruby, beat Ruby, and then I was like, okay, done.
yeah.
Because like didn't interest me anymore.
Well, for me, I actually like the games like from on, and I just didn't like the fact that they're adding more and more Pokemon, and I'm just getting tired of it. I'm like, can I just go back to the original story,
Yeah,
original
exactly.
Pokemon? Like, I kind of do miss Charmander, Charizard.
Well, that's why I kind of still liked about Gold, Silver, and Crystal, is that in Gold, Silver, and Crystal, after you were done beating the gyms and stuff like that in Gold and Silver, you got to go on this like boat and go do the Kanto ones again.
Yeah, the original.
And then like you originally like they were giving away Charmander, Bulbasaur, and Squirtle when you went back to the Kanto.
I
was like,
honestly
all right,
love
I'm
that.
down. You couldn't do that in the old ones.
Yeah, and I remember there was like a secret battle where you could actually face the original.
The original
trainer.
Ash, yeah, that's right
Yeah.
in the Poke Club or whatever in the basement.
Yeah,
yeah,
I'm
that's
like,
right.
I'm like,
He just
oh my
chills
God.
there. Ash just chills in an
He
old
was
guy's
like, yeah,
basement.
what? You wanna face me? All right, let's do it. And I'm
Yeah.
like, fuck.
Like all of his shit's level 100 and everything else
Yeah,
is
and
ridiculous.
it made me so happy when I beat him because I felt like I'm a new master. I'm like,
Yeah.
shit, yeah, and that's what I love about those games. Back on topic, where we got into the games. Anyways, where the Pokemon, like, there's some, like, even in the movies, they made errors, like we were talking about earlier.
Oh my God.
The first movie.
Worst one in my opinion. It still bugs me to this day. I rode here on Pidgeotto's back, and if you clearly look at the Pokemon, it is clearly a Pidgeot, and it just makes you want to like rip your eyes out because you're like,
That's a
okay,
Pidgeot.
you send this movie to make you money. You base it on the series at hand, and you screw up one of like the first Pokemon's names. Like he's not even new. He's been around for like ever, and you screw it up. Like that movie altogether was just there was so many screw ups. Like the origin of everything. Like Mewtwo being like in the games, like before the movie came out in the games, Mewtwo wasn't like some DNA creation. It was like he was a legit Pokemon. And like all of a sudden now he's like some clone. Like I guess it kind of makes sense, Mewtwo, I get it, but like we didn't have that understanding beforehand.
Yeah, and I'm going into the topic of the latest Pokemon so far. Arceus,
Oh, jeez.
who is apparently the god of all Pokemon. I honestly doubt that because apparently in the beginning, Mew was the original Pokemon, the number one, has nothing like number one Pokemon that is the original of everything. It knows every moves, even the new moves that apparently they're making up. Mew should know that.
Yeah.
And apparently this Arceus, they made it like, you know what, let's make a god of Pokemon. You already have a god Pokemon. What the hell is this Arceus, god of the universe and shit? Then what's Mew? God of gods? I'm pretty sure. Because like they already said, Arceus is the god of the gods. I'm like, no, Mew is, no.
Okay, and then the biggest screw up, I know for those of you who are watching this now and enjoyed Pokemon, do you remember the GS ball? You remember the GS ball? Do you remember the GS ball? Okay, let me tell you about the GS ball. The GS ball was the biggest mystery. Nobody could get it open. Nobody could, everything else. They get it to Professor Oak. Did you notice that halfway during the series, it vanished? Nothing was done about it. Nothing was done. And I'll tell you why. They screwed it up because before that they could solve and open and everything else, they made Pokemon Forever, which, if you remember, is the one with Celebi. Celebi was supposed to be in the GS ball. They knew that they screwed it up, so they just made it so like, and like, dude, like honestly, like it was like 2 years after I stopped watching the show that I realized, oh my God, what happened to the GS ball? But yeah, think about it. It just disappeared.
Yeah, a GS ball is actually one of those balls that you get in the game and no one really knows what to do with them.
Like it was so dumb because like honestly, like throughout half of the Johto series, you're thinking to yourself, you're like, oh my God, what's in that ball? It's gonna be like a crazy legendary, and you're thinking of the legendaries you already know because you've already seen Pokemon 2000, so it could be Lugia. But then you're thinking about it, can't be Lugia. He's in the fucking sea.
Yeah.
Can't be any of the legendary birds. They have their own islands.
Yep.
Can't be the dogs. They're wandering around places.
Fucking hate that.
Yeah, oh yeah, the, like Pokemon 3 or whatever, Entei like turning into like an imaginary and like unknowns made him and stuff like that. Like he's a legendary dog.
Yeah.
Unknowns didn't make him. He's they made him out of an image, but then at the same time, where's the actual real Entei? Like, wouldn't he be insulted if like these unknowns are like pretending to be him? Like,
and I am so pissed off that Ash did not keep Charizard, and he's Charizard wanted to stay at the Charcific Valley and all, but to get stronger. When Charizard came back and he had to go back, I'm like, no, Charizard, stay. He totally just kicked Entei's ass.
He did that with all of his good Pokemon throughout the entire series. Like literally, he started with a dumbass Caterpie, Waited for it to evolve into a Metapod. It turned to a Butterfree who knew Poison Powder, Sleep Powder. Like at the beginning of his
raped.
voyage, it raped, and like all of a sudden he just like, be free, go with your kind.
Yeah.
Does it with that, does it with Charizard. Almost gave away Pikachu like I think like 4 times.
Yeah.
Like.
And even Pidgeot, like my favorite one he ever had.
Gave him away. That's right.
So steroid, like the Pidgey. I think that was his like one of his first. And like
And memorable.
It evolved into a Pidgeot. I'm like, oh my god, it's so good.
And the moment it's a Pidgeot,
Yeah.
gives it away.
Gives it away to like, you need these Pidgeotos and Pidgeys need protection from this Pidgeot. No, how about they evolve themselves and they protect themselves?
Exactly.
Like, what the hell? Like,
Alright.
they don't really need. Oh, sorry, my computer is just fuck. Shush. Anyways, yeah, it's still recording. But yeah, no, like after the Fearos, they all flew away. I highly doubt that they're gonna come back and mess with the Pidgeots and Pidgeys. And if anything, why can't they just evolve themselves?
Exactly.
And I just feel like now that Ash has released Pidgeot, I'm pretty sure he could be caught again, right? Just because, like, if you release a Pokemon in the game.
Oh, but again, that's the game compared to like there's so
Yeah.
many different things. Like I think they have to learn a basis between connecting TV show, movies, games. They should all be the same.
Yeah.
If they're not the same, you're gonna get confused, and then you're gonna have more fans on either end. If you got them all the same, you'd have the same amount of fans in every single base. But because some people get pissed off about how the games work, they don't watch the TV show. Because they think they don't like the way the TV show works, they don't play the games.
Yeah. So honestly, what pisses me off the most, I'm not sure if you watched it. Team Rocket is serious.
Oh God! Oh.
I don't know what happened. Like, I've watched. I'm pretty sure I kept watching because I was confused, and from then into now Black and White, before Black and White, just like right before it, they were all like, oh, blasting off away, we're idiots. Black and White, they're suddenly smart villains. What happened?
Yeah.
I
They don't even steal anything
I-
anymore.
I know, I don't-
They're just goofy. They just do stupid things. That's
Yeah.
all they do. But like, it's all serious stuff. Like they don't steal and everything else. And I know why. It's because of the whole fucking commercial.
Like, yeah. Like, what
fucking-
confuses me is what got them to do that. Like, there was no gap in between, unless I missed some kind of special
No,
episode.
it's just
like,
because they were trying. They're censoring everything now. Like for instance, like Sesame Street. I know it's completely off topic, but it makes sense. Oscar, the guy that was in the garbage can, he's in a recycle bin now. Cookie Monster, vegetable monster.
Oh my God.
It's like leave well enough alone.
yeah.
We're at 13 minutes.
All right, we'll end it at 15 if we keep going. We'll end it soon.
We should probably end it.
Yeah,
soon.
we're-
Okay, final thoughts. Go.
Final thoughts. My final first season, love it. 150. I personally favorite Pokemon is Eevee. Eevee. Just because of it could evolve into many different things. I hated how they kept adding Pokemon. It just got boring there. Love the games. I'm not going to complain about the games. Well, they're just here and there. Movies are retarded because sometimes they honestly don't relate at all. They just make shit up.
Yeah.
And somehow, for some reason, Ash Ketchum always ends up with becoming friends with a legendary Pokemon.
And never catch him.
And never bothers keeping him. And yet, oh yeah, one thing extra here. You notice in maybe one of the new seasons, like some of the gym leaders have legendary Pokemon.
Oh my God! Like honestly, like and like Ash beats them.
Yeah, I'm like, what? This guy had an Articuno. I'm like, you can't keep an Articuno. He had an Articuno in his Pokeball, and this one guy had Reggie Steel. I'm like, they're legendaries.
Which also retorts with the movie ideology.
Yes. I'm like, what? And how did they get there if they're in a Pokeball with this guy?
It's ridiculous.
It just boggles my mind.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
so-
I think my final thoughts, I basically agree with everything he says, only I'm more of a Jolteon guy. Still the same concept, Eevee evolution, but Jolteon has to be my #1 favorite. I agree, I did really enjoy Pokemon 2000, but again, looking back at games and TV show and everything else, you're right. Total shit. Yeah, that's basically it. Same thing, loved the first series, second one was okay. They crossed the line. I'm done. I'll still love Pokemon forever, but the original 150.
Yeah, alright, so anyways, you could leave us a comment who's your favorite Pokemon, and I swear to God, if any of you guys say any of the newest, I'm just sorry, I don't like the new Pokemon. But anyways, how about this? What is your favorite 150? And you could also maybe include Johto, just because we approved of it.
Exactly. And if if you have anything else that you'd like us to rant about, he knows a lot about anime.
He knows
I know a bit about anime. I know a lot about Harry Potter. I know more about Pokemon.
Pokemon, Harry Potter. You could video games with
Video
him.
games, yeah.
Actually, we're in game programming,
Exactly.
so talk about us, our program. Anything you want us to talk about, we'll make a video. And we'll be back, yeah. And I have a video before this, and it was with Ose, and we had a long conversation about mechs.
Oh, Ose.
Anyways, so that's the end of the video. We'll see you guys another time. Asian peace sign. All right. How do I stop this thing?
Press stop.